Welcome to Wisdom Teachings with Dr. Amanda Love. Today's topic, fall in love with your experience. Fall in love with your experience. While it isn't always in the forefront of our awareness, we all know the preciousness of life. We get that this body and our life only exists now, and that at any moment everything could be different. Yet we are often looped in a perspective of sameness. Sameness that feels never ending, like things will always be the way they are. And if we don't like the way they are, then we experience suffering. Suffering is the experience of being out of love with ourselves and thus our experience of life. Things look bland, feel bleak, and lack the magic we want to experience. We find ourselves here in a space of discontent and hopelessness, without any seeming reason or knowing how we arrived. We think something is wrong with us and keep seeking to find some magical answer to it all. Yet the answer never seems to arrive. The answer is actually staring us right in the face, but it's too simple for us to recognize. It's so blatantly obvious, and yet somehow we don't see it. The root of it all is that we are not in love with our experience of life. When we are not in love with what is, we don't experience the magical aliveness that is here now. We seem to think that being in love with our experience is not in our control. It appears that something outside of us is controlling how we feel about life. Yet there is nothing out there that is. I dare you to look for the actual thing that can control whether or not you love your life. You might project that this person, that situation, this feeling, that sensation, or some other inadequate, unjust, or non-right thing is the reason why you can't love your life. But none of those things contain your power to choose whether or not you love what is right in front of you. So often when we discover something that we don't love, we try to go out to the thing and change it. We join a social movement, get a facelift, move locations, change jobs, build a business, end a relationship, and on and on. While none of those things are negative and all have their place, they don't do anything about or to the love that is available for us to feel at any given moment about whatever is present. We may use those things as permission slips to feel differently, but in truth, we could have felt differently about any of those things that we didn't like had we simply chosen to. We are the source of however it is that we feel about our experience. This is our free will, and we are always free to choose. Falling in love with your experience is not as hard as you think. It's simply a matter of choice and has nothing to do with the experience itself. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that your life is not enough, that somehow you need to be experiencing something better or more than you are now. While I'm not saying that there isn't more to be experienced, because there always is and likely always will be, what I am saying is that whatever your experience is right now is completely full, abundant, and magical in and of itself. Your life experience will not be better once you think you've done, accumulated, or achieved everything that you think you want to do. Rather, you will simply arrive there, and then there will be more. Stop getting caught in the idea that you are going somewhere. You aren't. This is completion now, and now, and now, and now. You might wonder what the path is to actually feeling love for your experience. The conceptual game of pretending you love your life when you really don't will only get you so far. And considering there is nowhere to go, there really isn't a path. It's more that there is a choice in this moment to be grateful for what is. From that choice, a new experience of your experience happens instantaneously. Why gratitude? Because gratitude is the frequency of love. It will instantly put you in the vibratory state of being that you desire to experience. Just like that, with no strings attached. When in gratitude, you can't be out of love. Gratitude is the how. It is going directly to the source, that being you, and making the change there, rather than trying to change the happenings of your life in order to feel differently about it. You can still choose to change the happenings, if you so desire, but only because there are different forms that are relevant for you to play with, and not for the reason that you are trying to move away from something. Whatever you attempt to get rid of will persist. It will find another way to express in your life because nothing can be gotten rid of. Consciousness only changes forms. It does not cease to exist. Everything that exists is consciousness expressed. Loving your experience of life is loving you. It's recognizing the divine perfection of every single form, configuration, and expression of life. Anything less than this is suffering. Nothing can be left out of perfection. Even when you don't like what is, it is still, nonetheless, absolutely and completely perfect. Coming back to this knowing, and then having gratitude for what appears as a perfect expression of consciousness, is the key to eternal happiness. Try suffering while having the perspective of perfection and gratitude for your life. It's not likely that you can. Your liberation is in your control. It has always been, even though it hasn't always seemed so. Young children and baby animals are in love with life. Watch how they interact with everything in awe and wonder. It's because they are in awe and wonder. They are rested in joy. So too can you be. It's not far away. It's here now in this very moment and resides in your free will to choose how you see. Choose to see wisely, and I guarantee you will fall in love with your experience of life, no matter what that experience is.